Hello again. So I'm going to speak a little bit about transportation and the importance of transportation. So in my life, I've learned some lessons and things really helped me realize the importance of planning out and figuring out where you live and as regard to transportation. As a person who's blind, a person with a disability, a person who's dependent on public transportation. And I grew up in the suburbs of New Jersey and Parsippany, and we didn't have a lot of public transportation, and especially in where I lived. So I was limited later on after giving up my driver's license and choosing to do that, and not being able to drive, and really showed me the importance of living someplace where they have sidewalks, they have buses and trains or whatever nearby. So I would spend my summers. I was a teacher's assistant at a school called Calais in New Jersey, and then I was spending my summers at my twin brother's apartment in Jersey City, living on his couch or in his little extra room, tiny room with no window, with a futon and enough space for a bag and such and myself. So I would spend time there, or I would sleep on their couch or floor downstairs in their downstairs part of their apartment with Duggar and Shanoa living there. And I had access to public transportation there, the PATH train to New York City. They had buses, they had everything you could ask for in Jersey City, and it really showed me how important it was to live in a place that's walkable too, that you can walk to stores and all these other things. And so I went off to grad school, and ever during my time grad school and so on, I started making sure that I lived near the bus routes, and I lived in a place where it was walkable. I could walk to buses and walk to stores, and then I started mapping out what I wanted in a place to live. I wanted to make sure that I had sidewalks in my area, or could get to sidewalk pretty easily, or that there was a bus stop nearby, or there was at least one store that I could walk to. And literally I followed this from then on. So I lived after that time period, I lived back in Jersey City, then I lived in Tallahassee again, and I made sure my apartment was walkable, bus routes, and it meant I lived among college students, typically at Tallahassee, instead of where most grown-ups lived. But that was fine with me. I had access to stores, I had access to sidewalks, I had access to bus routes. And in Huntington, West Virginia, I lived in luckily, I found a place with, and a friend was able to view it and everything. But before I moved there, but it was on sidewalks near a bus route, and I could walk to a small store, like 6 or 7 blocks, and that made life great. And I could walk to work. It was just over a mile to work, or I could take the bus. And I've always looked at that type of information before moving, and I think it's important to realize that and build that into your life as a person who's blind or a person with a disability. It's gotten a little bit easier with Uber, but Uber costs more, and the cost of that over a long period will really put a damper on your wallet. So that's just my thoughts for today regarding transportation. I will post some specific tips regarding different types of transportation. Again, my name is Strechay, and you can find my other videos on my YouTube channel. Take care.